Hello, can you hear me? Good morning. Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, yun. Okay, yun. So, start tayo. Ang gitatak ko. Ipix sa internet. Nag-dep. Nako. Pero nag-dep. So, we're now through with our discussion on parabola with vertex at origin. So, this time we're going to discuss new topic, quarter 4, week 3 and 4, which is all about parabola with vertex at HK. Right? So, let's start our lesson with the prayer. I'd like to ask Mariam Sophia Bello to lead us a prayer. Mariam?
Thank you for today. Thank you for ways in which you provide for ourselves. For your protection and love, we thank you. Help us to focus our hearts and minds now on what we are about to do. Inspire us by your Holy Spirit as we listen and learn. Guide us by your eternal light as we discover more about the world around us. We ask all this in the name of Jesus.
Amen. Thank you very much, Mariam. So, as I've said, last time we discussed about parabola with vertex at origin. So, let us go to priming activity. Let us have a review, okay? So, if you want to recite, just raise the hand button. Okay, click on the underlined choice or words. Number 1, what is the opening of the parabola? X squared equals 25y. Anybody? Yuri?
Upward, sir.
Okay, upward. Let's see if it's correct. Very good, Yuri. X squared equals 25y is a parabola that opens upward. Let's go to the next item. Number 2, what is the opening of the parabola y squared equals 4x? Is it right or left? Okay, Lance Pescador?
Right, sir.
Right, okay, very good. Because y is being squared and 4 is positive, this is a parabola that opens to the right. Excellent. Let's go to the next item. Find the length of the latus rectum of the parabola. X squared equals negative 5y. Is it equal to 10 or is it equal to 5? Anybody from the group? Okay, Yuri is raising her hand. What do you think? Is the
5, sir. 5, sir.
Okay, the length of the latus rectum is 5. That's correct. Because we're going to solve for A. It's equivalent to 5 fourths. And if you multiply 5 fourths by 4, it's equal to 5. Bravo! Let's go to the next item. Find the focus of the parabola y squared equals negative 24x. This is a parabola that opens to the left, right? So, what about the focus? Is it at 60 or negative 60? Anybody from the group? Yes, Mary Denise?
Negative 60, sir.
Negative 60 or 60?
Negative 60, sir.
Negative 60 is the focus. Let's check. Correct. Mary Denise, you are awesome. Let's proceed to the next item, number 5. What is the opening of the parabola in the value of A? Is it upward 1.5 or downward 1.5? Lance Pescador?
Upward 1.5, sir.
Correct. This is a parabola that opens upward because x is being squared and 6 is positive. And you divide 6 by 4, it's 3 halves or 1.5. So it's the correct answer. Upward, a equals 1.5. You are correct, Lance. Next, number 6. What is the directrix of the parabola y squared equals negative 8x? Is it x equals negative 2 or x equals 2? About the others, Jim? How about Jim Russell? Okay, to the left ito, di ba? Kasi negative 8x is a parabola that opens to the left. Lance and Yuri are raising their hands. How about the others? Dwayne, how about Dwayne Javier?
Yes, sir.
X equal to 2. Let's check. Very good, Dwayne. You are great. And we have also have here number 7. What is the opening of the parabola y squared equals negative 6x? Is it right or left? Mariam, Sophia?
Left, sir.
Left is correct. You are fantastic. And how about number 8? Find the equation of the parabola with a is equal to 4, vertex at the origin, and opening to the right. Is it y squared equals 16x or y squared equals negative 16x? Yes? Heinzel? How about Heinzel? Or John? John Patrick Tadal?
Y2 equals to 16x, sir.
Y squared equals 16x. Yes, because it's opening to the right, 16 should be positive. Heart, you are correct. So, before we proceed to our lesson proper, okay, can you give me some things that resemble or look like a parabola, class? What are the things around us that look like a parabola? Can you give me some? Yuri?
Rainbow, sir.
Rainbow, correct. It looks like a parabola that opens downward. How about the others? Mary Denise?
Smiley, sir.
Yes, smiley. Okay, it looks like a parabola also. Meron pa ba? How about the others? John Patrick? Mary Denise?
McDonald's, sir.
Yes, McDonald's. Okay, correct. Looks like a parabola. So, we have here some fun parabola sightings. Ang sinasabi ni Mary Denise, McDonald's. O, diba? It looks like a parabola, yung letter M na double. Parang double parabola yan that opens downward. Sabi ni Yuri, rainbow, correct? And we have also smiley. Okay, we have also here some everyday importance of parabolas. Okay, parabolas can also be seen in bridges. Yung mga arch bridges, these are designed for stability. Para mas matibay yung bridge, okay, nilalagyan nila ng parabolic structure for stability. So, yan yung isang importance ng parabola. Okay, we have also here the Golden Gate at San Francisco, USA. Golden Gate Bridge. Okay, meron din yung suspension. Suspension bridges depend on parabolically curved cables to support the weight of the roadbed of the bridge. So, yan yung isang importance ng parabola. To support the weight of the roadbed of the bridge. And the weight of the bridge is evenly distributed among the support cables which run parallel to the axis of symmetry, similar to the paths of rays reflected off the surface of the parabolic reflectors. So, sabi ko nga, the Golden Gate Bridge is a suspension bridge in San Francisco, California. The towers are 1280 meters apart and rise 160 meters above the road. Okay, another examples of the importance of parabola applied through buildings and structures. We have here Priory Chapel at St. Louis Abbey. This is located at Missouri, USA. O, diba? Maganda yung opening nila. Puro mga parabola that opens downward. Meron din tayo dito, Tyne Bridge. Okay, Tyne Bridge looking towards the modern Sage Gateshead with the now moved Tuxedo Princess, more below. And the banner is advertising the 2006 Great North Run. Saan ba dito nakalocate? It's located at the Northeast England. Meron din tayo dito Juscelino Kubitschek Bridge. Okay, which is located in Brazil. Okay, parabolic structure yan. Meron din tayo dito a church, Basilica, Iglesia, Basilica y Parroquia de la Purísima Concepción or Iglesia de la Purísima, located in Mexico. Nuevo Leon. And we have also another here, Hampden County Memorial Bridge. As you can see, maraming mga parabolic structure dyan. It's a memorial bridge. It's located at New South Wales, Australia. Okay? So we proceed now to our lesson proper. So last time we discussed the definition of parabola and the terms related to it. So let us review here. Things you should already know about the parabola. So forms of equation can be y equals a times quantity x minus h squared plus k. Opens up if a is positive, opens down if a is negative. A vertex is at hk, and if the equation is y equals x squared plus bx plus c, okay, it's in general form yan. It opens up if a is positive, opens down if a is negative. And vertex is at negative b over 2a, and y, negative function of negative b over 2a. So, in this course, we have studied parabolas that are vertical, that is, they open up or down, and the axis of symmetry is vertical. So, this is the definition of parabola. A parabola is a set of points in a plane that are equidistant from a fixed line called the directrix and a fixed point called the focus. Fixed point of parabola, focus, fixed line of the parabola, directrix. And the distance between, suppose we have here a point Q, the distance between this point to directrix and through the focus are equal. Yan. D sub 1 is equal to D sub 2. So, equal parati yung distance from a certain point through focus and directrix. Okay, for standard form of parabola, we have here y minus k quantity squared equals 4a times quantity x minus h. Yan ay horizontal parabola that opens to the right. But if x is being squared here, x minus h quantity squared equals 4a times quantity y minus k, then it's a vertical parabola that opens upward or downward. So pag y ang squared, it's either to the right or left ang direction. If x being squared, it is either upward or downward direction. So if vertex is at hk, now if 4a is greater than 0, opens to the right. That means if 4a is less than 0, it opens to the left. Yan. And we have also the directrix. Is vertical the vertex midway between the focus and directrix. Pag vertical parabola, ganun din. Vertex is at hk, opens up if 4a is greater than 0, opens down if 4a is less than 0. So the directrix is horizontal and the vertex is midway between the focus and directrix. Always remember, a is the distance from the vertex to the focus. And A is always positive. So that's why we have here absolute value of A. So, opens up, ito yung equation, x minus h quantity squared equals 4a times quantity y minus k. If it opens down, ito naman, x minus h quantity squared equals negative 4a times quantity y minus k. So, yun lang ang difference, yung negative 4a at 4a. Pag negative 4a, opens down. Pag positive 4a, opens up. If it opens to the right, y is being squared and 4a is positive. If it opens to the left, y is being squared and negative and 4a is negative, right? Those are the difference between the four parabolas which have different directions. So let's start with case 1. Case 1 is a parabola that opens to the right, vertex at hk. So the formulas, we have here some formulas for the different parts, the focus and the directrix. So for the vertex, it's at hk. For the focus, the formula is the coordinates h plus ak. And the directrix, the line x equals h minus a. Ends of the latus rectum, two coordinates h plus a, k plus 2a, and h plus a, k minus 2a. And for the length of latus rectum, it's always 4a, same as parabola that opens. Parabola with vertex at origin. And of course, the equation for the parabola that opens to the right, y minus k quantity squared equals 4a times quantity x minus h. Right? So all you have to do is to memorize these different formulas to be able to sketch a graph of a parabola that opens to the right, or left, or upward, or downward. So we'll start with case 1. Okay, let's sketch the graph of the parabola. Y minus 3 quantity squared equals 6 times quantity x plus 4. Okay, solution. Let us now sketch the graph of this parabola. So, since the squared variable is y, and the coefficient of x is positive, which is 6, this is case 1, right? Case 1 ito, that means it opens to the right. Because it's in the form, its equation is in the form y minus k quantity squared equals 4a times quantity x minus h. And from this equation, we can be able to solve for the vertex instantly. We can be able to look for the vertex now. Bale, pag vertex kasi hk, di ba? Yung h, yun yung partner ng x. Yung k, yun yung partner ng y. And just change the sign. For example, x plus 4 dito, therefore h is negative 4. Y minus 3 dito, therefore k is equal to 3. Right? Palitan lang yung sign. Yun yung vertex. So, negative 4, 3. Negative 4, 3 is the vertex. That means h equals negative 4, k is equal to 3. Then after solving for the vertex, let us also solve for the a. How? Just equate 4a to 6. Yun. 4a is equal to 6. Divide both sides by 4. 6 over 4 or 3 halves or 1.5. So a is equal to 1.5. So after solving for h, k, and a, we can now be able to solve the different parts of the parabola, the focus, the directrix, the latus rectum, and the endpoints of the latus rectum. So, yun. A is equal to 1.5, h equals negative 4, k is equal to 3. So, what is the focus? H plus ak. So, you just add h, negative 4 and 1.5. So, yun, negative 2.5. K is 3. So, the focus is at negative 2.53. How about the directrix? It's the line x equals h minus a. So, subtract mo lang yung negative 4 minus 1.5. Yun, x equals negative 5.5 is the directrix. How about the ends of points of the latus rectum? H plus a, k plus 2a, h plus a, k minus 2a. So, h plus a, tuladin tayo dito yan, yung nasa focus, which is negative 2.5. So, we have negative 2.5, negative 2.5. Ang solve na lang natin, k plus 2a and k minus 2a. So, 3 plus 2 times 1.5 is 3. So, 3 plus 3 is 6. Diba? 3 minus 3 is 0. So, that's why the endpoints of latus rectum are the coordinates negative 2.56 and negative 2.50. And of course, the easiest part to solve is yung length of latus rectum, which is The formula is 4a. So you just multiply 4 by 1.5. So the answer is 6. Okay? So after determining the coordinates, the equation of the directrix, the coordinates of the focus, and sublatus rectum, we're now ready to sketch the graph of the parabola. So dito na siya. So this is now the graph of the parabola. Y minus 3 quantity squared equals 6 times x, quantity x plus 4. So vertex is at negative 4, 3. Focus is at negative 2.5, 3. Yun. Negative 2.50 and negative 2.56 are the endpoints of the latus rectum. And this is the directrix, x equal to negative 5.5. As you can see, it's a parabola that opens to the right. Okay? Let's proceed to number 2. Let us graph the parabola y plus 3 quantity squared equals 4 times quantity x plus 1. So to graph, we should find first the vertex, the focus, the directrix, ELR, and LR. Then sketch the graph of the parabola. Let's start. What do you think is the vertex? Anybody from the class? Raise your hand if you know the answer. Lance, what is the vertex, Lance?
Negative 1 and negative 3, sir.
Very good. Negative 1, negative 3 is the vertex. Therefore, H is negative 1, K is negative 3. Nang alam na ito, hindi dyan, equation. Negative 1, negative 3 are the vertex. Are the coordinates of the vertex. Oh, yun yung vertex. Okay, negative 1, negative 3. Next, the parabola is blank and opens to the blank. What do you think are the answers for this? Fill in the blanks. The parabola is blank and opens to the blank. Anybody from the class? Okay, wala. So the parabola is horizontal. Horizontal kasi makikita mo naman sa equation yun eh. Okay? Y is being squared and 4 is positive. So this is a parabola that opens to the right. Yun. Yun. Bakit horizontal? The y term is being squared and it opens to the right because 4 is positive. Yes. Now let's find A. Who wants to solve for A? That's the next term. That's the next step. Who wants to solve for A? Anybody from the class? How do you solve for A? Of course, we're going to equate 4 by 4A. So 4A is equal to 4. Jim Russell, yes? What's the answer for A?
A equals to 1, sir.
A is equal to 1, very good. 4A equals 4, divide both sides by 4. Therefore, A is equal to 1. So, meron ka ng H, negative 1, K, negative 3, A is equal to 1. We're now ready to solve the focus. So, the focus is at 0, negative 3. Yan. So, you cannot memorize the formulas. If you know the value of A, mag-proceed ka lang ng 1 unit to the right. Yun na yung focus, 0, negative 3. How about the directrix? You just proceed 1 unit to the left naman. Yun na yung directrix kasi A is equal to 1. So, x equals negative 2 sa the directrix. How about the endpoints of the latus rectum? 0, negative 1, and 0. Yan. Yun, endpoints of the latus rectum. 0, negative 1, 0, negative 5. Yes, paano naman mo nalaman yun? Kasi the length of the latus rectum is 4. 4 times A is 4 times 1, so 4. So, from focus, 1, 2, 1, 2. So, yun yung endpoints of the latus rectum. So, as you can see, the parabola opens to the right. Yan. Without using the formulas. Okay, if you cannot memorize the formulas, as long as you know the value of A, you can be able to locate the focus, directrix, ELR, and the length of the latus rectum. Number 3, find the standard form of the equation of the parabola. Now, given the focus is 2, 4, and the directrix x equals negative 4. Okay, this time we're going to solve for the equation. Given yung focus at directrix. Okay, graph na natin, plot na natin yung focus and the directrix. So, dito yung focus, it's at 2, 4. Directrix exposed negative 4. So, to determine the vertex, the blank is midway between the blank and blank, so the blank is blank. So, the vertex is midway between the focus and directrix. So, the vertex is negative 1, 4. So, nagtingaan ti focus can directrix with the vertex. Dito, negative 1, 4. Yo, that's the vertex. Okay, the vertex midway between the focus and directrix. So, the vertex is at negative 1, 4. Yung vertex. So, the directrix is blank, so the parabola must be blank. And since the focus is always inside the parabola, it must open to the blank. So, the directrix is blank. What? Vertical siya, pata there. So, the parabola must be horizontal. It opens to the right. And since the focus is always inside the parabola, it must open to the right. So, this is a parabola that opens to the right, class. So, yan. Equation, y minus k quantity squared equals 4a times quantity x minus h is the equation of a parabola that opens to the right. So, the value of a is equal to 3. Saan mo nakuha yung 3? Ito lang, bilang ka lang. From vertex, 1, 2, 3. Through the focus. Yun yung value of a, 3. So, substitute mo na ngayon yung a dito sa equation. 4 times 3 is 12. Therefore, the equation is y minus, what is the vertex? Negative 1, 4. Y minus, anong lalagay natin dito, class? Y minus blank, quantity squared. Anybody from the class? Mariam?
4, sir.
Very good. Y minus 4, quantity squared, yun, is equal to blank. Dito naman. Nung lalagay natin dito. Lance?
12, sir.
12. For A is 4 times 3, 12. 12 dito, pero dito plus 1 kasi negative 1 yun. So, therefore, the equation is y minus 4 quantity squared equals 12 times x plus quantity x plus 1. Okay? Yan ang equation ng parabola. Now, we proceed to case 2. This time, the parabola opens to the left. Ito naman yung mga formulas for parabola that opens to the left. HK, vertex, focus, H minus AK, directrix, x equals H plus A, and points of latus rectum, H minus A, K plus 2A, H minus A, K minus 2A. The length of the latus rectum is 4A. And of course, the equation is y minus k quantity squared equals negative 4a times the quantity x minus h. So let's start. For case 2, left na tayo. So draw the graph of the parabola y squared minus 4y plus 4x minus 8 equals 0. So what can you observe with the equation? It's not written in standard form. Naka-general siya. So pag naka-general, we cannot immediately tell the vertex. So, dapat, we're going to express this to standard form by completing the square. Yan. First step, transpose natin yung 4x minus 8. So, magiging y squared minus 4y equals negative 4x plus 8. Then, we're going to add both sides by a certain number to complete the square. What do you think we will add here? Yun na yung answer, 4. Where did we get 4? Just divide the middle term, 4 by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. Square mo yung 2, which is 4. So, if you added 4 here, you also add 4 here. Then, you factor this trinomial. Y minus 2 quantity squared is equal to negative 4x. 8 plus 4 is 12. Then, you can factor this part. Negative 4 is a common factor. X minus 3. So, y minus 2 quantity squared equals negative 4 times quantity x minus 3. So, this is now the standard form of the parabola with vertex at HK. So, from this equation, we can now be able to determine the vertex of the parabola. What's the vertex of the parabola, Hansel? Are you there? What's the vertex, Hansel? Makita mo dito yung parabola, equation 9. Yes? Anybody? Jim Russell?
3, 2, sir.
What again? Vertex.
3, 2.
3, 2 is the vertex, correct. Yun. Kasi yung H is 3, K is 2, So, vertex is at 3, 2. So, 3, 2 ang kanyang vertex. Therefore, h is 3, k is equal to 2. And it's opening to the left. So, after determining the vertex, let us solve for, let us solve for a by equating negative 4a to negative 4. Okay? So, what? Negative 4? Yes, negative 4. So, negative 4a equals negative 4, therefore a is equal to 1. So, meron na tayong h3, k positive 2, meron na rin tayong a equals 1, therefore we can now be able to solve the other parts, the focus, directrix. Let's start with the focus. The formula is h minus ak. Who wants to solve the focus? Okay. What is the focus, class? Anybody from the... Yes, Mary Denise?
2 and 2, sir.
Again?
2 and 2, sir.
2 and 2. Okay. Kasi sa formula, h minus a. So, 3 minus 1, 2. 2, 2. Correct. Let's check. 2, 2. Sulat natin dyan. And check natin. Very good. The focus is at 2, 2. Excuse me. The focus is at 2, 2. Very good. Mary Denise. Yun. 2, 2 is the focus. How about the directrix? It is the line x equals h plus a. Anybody from the class, from the group? Yuri?
4, sir.
Anong 4? Dapat salim natin yung x kasi directrix line. X is equal to?
4, sir.
Yun. X is equal to 4 daw. And check natin. X is equal to 4. Correct. X is equal to 4 is a directrix. Very good, Yuri. Now we proceed to the ends of the latus rectum. Dalawang endpoints. I mean, dalawang coordinates. H minus a, k plus 2a, h minus a, k minus 2a. Anybody from the class who can answer this? Sorry. Anybody from the class? Yeah, Lance.
2, 4, and 2, 0, sir.
2, 4, and?
2, 0, sir.
2, 0 daw. 2, 4, 2, 0. Let's check. 2, 4, 2, 0. Tama, Lance. 2, 4, 2, 0 are the endpoints of the latus rectum. Yun, ito naman yung solution niya. Substitute mo lang. 3 minus 1 is 2. So, tapos, k plus 2a, 2 plus 2 is 4. 2 minus 2 is 0. Correct. 2, 4, 2, 0 are the endpoints of the latus rectum. And, of course, the length of the latus rectum, the formula is 4a. Who wants to solve this? Answer? Heinzel? How about Heinzel? Or Dwayne? How about Dwayne? 4a. 4a ang formula ng latus rectum. Dwayne? Or Alex? Yes, Alex?
4, sir.
Okay, LR is equal to 4. Tignan natin kung tama. Yes, LR is equal to 4. Multiply mo lang yung 4 by 1. 4 times 1 is 4. So, kompleto na tayo. Meron ng focus, directrix, ELR, LR. So, we're now ready to graph the parabola. Y minus 2 quantity squared equals negative 4 times quantity x minus 3. Yun. As you can see, the parabola opens to the left. The vertex, focus, latus rectum, directrix. Okay? Let's proceed to number 2. Convert the equation to standard form by the vertex, focus, and directrix. So, y is being squared here. So, pag y ang na-squared, of course, this is a parabola that opens to the left or right. Okay? So, complete natin yung square. Naka-general kasi siya. So, convert natin sa standard form by completing the square. Yan. What will we add to both sides? Transpose 12x minus 35 equals negative 12x plus 35 na siya. So what will we add to both sides of the equation? Anybody from the class? Complete this square. Yeah. Yes, Lance?
1, sir.
Very good. We're going to add both sides by 1. Why 1? Kasi divide mo lang yung 2 by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. Square mo yung 1, which is 1. So, factor mo yan. Y minus 1 quantity squared. 35 plus 1 is 36. Then you factor this part. Negative 12 is the common factor. So, x minus 3 times quantity x minus 3. So, naging standard form na yung general form dito. So, what do you think is the opening of this parabola? Right or left? Class. Mariam? Mariam?
Left, sir.
Very good, left. Kasi y is being squared and 12 is negative. Correct. This is a parabola that opens to the left. Okay, so the parabola is blank and opens. Ito, sa blank na to, nung answer natin. The blank is, Meridian is?
Horizontal, sir.
Yes, the parabola is horizontal and opens to the, Alex?
Left, sir.
Very good, opens to the left. Next, vertex. Oh, nataras lang mabiro. The vertex in. Alam mo na. Bluetooth. Okay. Vertex. Nasaan yung vertex dyan? Anybody from the class? Yuri?
3-1, sir.
3-1. Okay, very good. Yuri, vertex is at 3-1. Oh, doon, plot na natin. Next, how about the value of A? Equate natin yung negative 4A to negative 12. What's the value of A? April. April G yan?
3, sir.
3. Very good. April G yan. Meron na tayong A. Meron na tayong H. 3. K equals 1. So, we can now be able to graph the parabola that opens to the left. About the focus is at 0, 1. Bilang ka lang 3 units to the left. Kasi A is 3. 1, 2, 3. Yun na yung focus. Directrix naman dito, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Yun naman ang directrix. So, 0, 1 is focus. Directrix is 1, 2, 3 dito. X equal to, yun. X equal to 6. Yun naman yung directrix. Tapos, nasaan yung endpoints of latus rectum? A is 3. Length of latus rectum is 4 times 3, so 12. So, 6 dito, 6 din dito sa baba. Yun na yung endpoints of the latus rectum. Yun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, connect the vertex to the endpoints of the latus rectum. This is now the equation of the graph of the parabola that opens to the left. Y minus 1 quantity squared equals negative 12 times the quantity x minus 3. Yun. So, any question, class? So far? Wala naman, no? Madali lang, di ba? So, LR is 12, yun. Proceed now to case 3. Lapit na tayong matapos. Okay. Case 3 naman is a parabola that opens upward. Upward na tayo. So, vertex is at HK, focus, HK plus A, directrix, Y equals K minus A. Endpoints of latus rectum, H minus 2A, K plus A, H plus 2A, K plus A. Length of latus rectum is 4A. Equation is X minus H quantity squared equals 4A times quantity Y minus K. So, pag upward and downward, X is being squared. Pag positive yung 4A, upward, negative yung 4A, downward. Yun lang yung difference. You can screenshot on this part for the formulas. Alright? So, let's proceed to the first example. Find the equation of the parabola with vertex at 1, negative 2. X is parallel to the y-axis and passing through negative 1, 2. Sketch the graph. Okay, solution. Since the vertex is at 1, negative 2 and it passes through 1, negative 2. Teka. Mali yung nasulat ko dito. It passes through negative 1, 2. Vertex 1, negative 2. So, if you try to graph, sketch mo yung graph. Vertex is at 1, negative 2. Nasa ano siya? nasa quadrant 4, di ba? Tapos dadaan sa negative 1, 2, dadaan siya sa quadrant 2. So, it is a parabola that opens upward. So, pag upward siya, ito yung equation niya. X minus h quantity squared equals 4a times quantity y minus k. Then, from this equation, substitute natin yung h, which is 1, k, negative 2. Tapos, x is negative 1, y is 2. Substitute natin dito. Okay? Yun, substitute na natin lahat. Para ma-solve natin yung a. So, negative 1 minus 1 squared equals 4a times 2 times 2 plus 2. So, negative 1 minus 1 is negative 2 squared. 4a times 4 is 16a. Divide both sides by 16. A is equal to 1/4. So, not all the time, whole number yung a. Value ng a. Basta positive siya, pwede rin siyang fraction. So, meron tayong a, 1/4. Meron rin tayong h, which is 1, k, negative 2. So, what is now the equation of the parabola? Okay, substitute na natin dito. So, x minus 1 quantity squared equals 4 times 1/4 times quantity y plus 2. Multiply mo na lang yung 4 and 1/4. That's equal to 1. And whatever you multiply to 1, it is just the whole number. So, pwede na rin tanggalin yung 1. That means, pag walang nakasulat dito na coefficient, it means 1 yung coefficient. Okay? So, the equation of the parabola is x minus 1 quantity squared equals y plus 2. So, solve na natin yung focus. So, focus is at h, k plus a. So, 1, negative 2 minus 1/4. Yun, negative 1.75. Yan yung focus. Directrix, the line y equals k minus a. So, negative 2 minus 1/4 is negative 2.25. Para naman sa endpoints of latus rectum, dito na. Substitute lang natin sa h minus 2a, k plus a, h plus 2a, k plus a. So, yun. The endpoints of latus rectum or the coordinates 1/2, negative 7/4, and 3/2, negative 7/4. And the length of latus rectum is you just multiply 4 by 1/4. That means LR is equal to 1. So, pag 1 lang yung LR, that means, makitid. Makitid lang siya. So, this is now the graph of x minus 1 quantity squared equals y plus 2. Okay, the length of latus rectum is just 1. 0.5 to 1.5. And yung focus, vertex, endpoints of the latus rectum, and the directrix. So, as you can see, the parabola opens upward. Okay? Let's proceed to the next example. Vertex 1, negative 2. Sketch the graph of x minus 6 quantity squared equals 12 times quantity y plus 1. Yan. Okay. So, x being squared, 12 is positive. So, this is a parabola that opens upward. This is case 3, right? So, what do you think is the vertex? Makikita na natin sa equation. X is always a h is always a partner of x. So, 6 ang h. K naman is negative 1. So, the vertex at 6, negative 1. Yun. X is parallel to y-axis and opens upward. Now, after determining the vertex, let's solve for a. Equate mo lang yung 4a sa 12. 4a is equal to 12. Divide both sides by 4. A is equal to 3. So, vertex, 6, negative 1. A is equal to 3. H is 6. K equals negative 1. We can now be able to determine the other parts of the parabola. Let's start with the focus. What do you think is the focus? The formula for the coordinates h, k plus a. Who wants to answer this? A is 3, h is 6, k equals negative 1. Anybody from the class? Okay. Yuri. Focus.
6%.
Again?
6%.
6-2 daw. Let's check. Correct. 6-2 is the focus. Very good, Yuri. Punta tayo sa the directrix. The directrix, the line y equals k minus a. Who wants to answer this? Alex. April, sorry. April.
Negative 4, sir.
Y equals negative 4. Let's check. Correct. Y equals negative 4 is the directrix of the line. How about the endpoints of the latus rectum? Yan. On to na yung answer. 0, 2, 12, 2. Okay? 0, 2, 12, 2 are the endpoints of the latus rectum. How about the length of the latus rectum? Dwayne. What is the length of the latus rectum, Dwayne? Alex, how about Alex? Wala. Yuri.
Sir, 12.
Ayun si Alex. 12 daw. Let's check. Very good. 12 is the length of the latus rectum. Just multiply 4 by A, which is 3. So we're now ready to graph the parabola x minus 6 quantity squared equals 12 times quantity y plus 1. Ito na yung graph. As you can see, it's a parabola that opens upward. Okay? Wait. Let us now proceed to case 4. Case 4 is a parabola that opens downward. Right? Ito naman yung mga formulas for the different parts. Vertex is at HK, focus is at HK minus A. Directrix, the line y equals K plus A. ELR, H minus 2A, K minus A, H plus 2A, K minus A. Length of latus rectum is 4A. And of course, the equation is X minus K. I'm sorry, baliktad. This should be X minus H quantity squared equals negative 4AY minus K. Okay, baliktad. Sorry for that graphical error. Kasi yung partner ng X dapat H palati. Yung Y naman, K naman. Okay? Sorry for that. So, this is case 4 kasi negative yung 16 and X being squared. What do you think is the vertex? Anybody from the group? What do you think is the vertex? Makikita mo na sa mid equation. Agad-agad. Diba, Jim? Jim?
2, negative 2, sir.
Very good. 2, negative 2 is the vertex. Yun, 2, negative 2. Yun, 2, positive 2 and negative 2. So that means H is 2, K equals negative 2. Axis parallel to Y-axis and opens downward. How about the value of A? Equate negative 16 to negative 4A. Divide both sides by negative 4. A is equal to 4. So meron na tayong H, K, and A. Let's go for the focus. Yun. Formula HK minus A. So 2, negative 6. Directrix. Y equals K plus A. Negative 2 plus 4. Yun. Y is equal to 2. Endpoints of the latus rectum. H minus 2A. K minus A. H plus 2A. K minus A. Then negative 6. Negative 6. Negative 6. And for the length of the latus rectum, multiply 4 by 4. 16. So this is now the graph of x minus 2 quantity squared equals negative 16 times the quantity y plus 2. So you can see it opens downward. Focus, vertex, length of latus rectum, and the directrix. Negative 6, length latus rectum, focus 2, negative 6, vertex 2, negative 2, R, 10, negative 6, and directrix is the equation y equals 2. Okay, meron pa tayo dito. Find the standard form of the equation of the parabola. Vertex 2, negative 3, focus 2, negative 5. Okay, given vertex 2, negative 3, focus 2, negative 5. Okay, meron tayong vertex 2, negative 3. Plot na natin. Yan ang vertex. You can see in the graph. Yan. Tapos, yung focus, ito naman, 2, negative 5. Yan. So, what do you think is the value of A, class? No need to solve. Mamuan tayo sigod yung value at A ditan. Okay, give me the value of A without solving. Excuse me. Anybody from the class who can give me the value of A without solving? Yuri.
No, sir.
Come again?
No, sir.
2, very good. Bilangin mo lang yung distance between the vertex and the focus. 1, 2. A is equal to 2. So, because of the location of the vertex and focus, this must be a parabola, this must be a blank parabola that opens blank. Who can answer this? This must be a blank parabola that opens blank. Anybody from the class? This must be a vertical parabola. Kasi sa pag right and left yung opening, is a horizontal parabola. Pero pag upward and downward yung opening, it's a vertical parabola. That opens blank. Lance. Opens downward. So sabi ni Yori, A is equal to 2. So yun, tama. A is equal to 2. You just count the distance between vertex and focus. So A is equal to 2. Can now be able to substitute H, 2, K, negative 3. So magiging Y plus 3 dyan. Tapos times mo yung force sa 2. So magiging equation niya is, what do you think is equation? X minus blank. Ano yung susulat natin din sa blank na to? Mary Denise? X minus 2 daw. Let's see. Tapos Y plus 3 dito. Bakit plus 3? Kasi negative 3 yung K. And then what will we write here? Dito sa blank coefficient. How about the others? Ainzel? Ano ba si Ainzel? So, natatay niya Ainzel. Ewan gawin. John, how about John Derby? What will we write here, John? Thank you for joining, John. John Derby. Yung lalagay natin dito is yung 4A, which is equal to A. 8 dyan. So, the focus of Directrix. So, the Directrix for this, negative 8, sorry pala, downward kasi eh. Negative 8 ilalagay natin dito kasi downward. Pag upward, positive 8. The vertex is midway between the focus and directrix. So the directrix for the parabola is, nasaan kaya yung directrix dito, class? Who can tell me the directrix, the location of the directrix, or the equation of the directrix? Bale, y is equal to blank. Oh, yun yung answer. Ano? Wala, di na alam. Kasi sabi natin dito, vertex midway between focus and directrix. So, 1, 2. Yung directrix nandito rin, 1, 2. Batok di negative 1. Y is equal to negative 1 is the directrix. Okay? Kuha nyo? Y is equal to negative 1 is the directrix. Okay, I hope you have learned a lot from this discussion on parabola with vertex at HK. Bale, quarter 4, week 3 and 4 na to. Okay? 2 weeks na to. Week 3 and 4. So, ando na yung graph. So, ito yung equation. Meron tayong equation, meron tayong graph. Complete na yung solution. Now, we proceed to application for daily living. Can you come up with a message that tells us about a parabola that opens downward? Okay, anybody from the class? Ano yung naisip nyo na message na sinasabi sa atin if you can see a parabola that opens downward? Anybody from the class? Hello? Do you think? Diba, it's the parabola that opens downward, it's like the shape of a rainbow, class. So, if it's in the shape of a rainbow, what can you give a message? What message can you give about the rainbow? Anybody from the class? Ay, walang nag-recite. So I'll just give you an idea here. So pag yung parabola that opens downward, it's like the shape of a rainbow. Parang it tells us about the word hope. Diba? Kasi yan sa Bible, after the great flood, sa Noah's Ark, nagpakita si God ng rainbow. That means it is a promise that He will not give great flood to people anymore. Meron siyang promise. So parang hope symbolizes a hope. Okay? Yun yung message ng parabola that opens downward. Meron pa ba kayong ibang idea about this, class? Anybody from the group? Wala silang idea. Pwede rin ito, class, di ba? Sa parabola that opens downward, nagsisimula tayo dito sa pagkabata, sinisilang tayo, and then after so many years, we will reach our prime, yung kalakasan natin. Di ba? And after that, after reaching our prime, then we will slowly go down. That means pupunta tayo sa old age, di ba? So parang yung it's like a gravity. Whatever goes up, it must come down. So lahat ng bagay may katapusan. So let us always be humble. For thus we may, and thus we shall be. For thus we may, and thus we shall be. So always stay humble. Kasi lahat tayo may ending. Okay? May alpha and omega. So, generalization na tayo. How do we graph a parabola with vertex at HK? Anybody from the class? Yan, maganda yung internet ngayon. Thank you para hindi nag-stop. So, how do we graph a parabola with vertex at HK, class? Jim? Or Yuri? Or Lance, Mary Denise. O dito, baka meron kayong idea, Jim. Meron ka bang idea dito, Jim? Can you share it? Message that tells us about the parabola that opens downward. Yuri, Lance, Mary Denise, John, Alex, April, Mariam. Ay, si Mariam, magaling sa dito, magaling sa English. Mariam, can you come up with a message about the parabola that opens downward? Mariam, take it away.
Sure, nasabi mo na ko yung sasabihin ko na sana kanina.
Yun sana sasabihin mo. Sayang, di kita tinawag, no? Meron ka pa bang ibang idea about that? Yung parang, diba, parang gravity, what goes up, it must come down. Wala na bang iba? Wala na. So dito, how do we graph a parabola that opens, how do we graph a parabola with vertex at HK? Alex, April, Yuri? Of course, di ba, prinesent ko sa inyo yung mga different formulas dito. So, for recap, case 1, all you have to do is to memorize the formulas for the different parts of the parabola for each case. Diba? For each case. To the right, case 1. To the left, case 2. Case 3 to upward. And case 4, downward. But if you cannot memorize, there's another way to graph parabola with vertex at HK. All you have to do is to determine the vertex and the value of A. Okay? And pag alam mo na yung A, vertex is midway between the focus and the directrix. And yung vertex, nagtengaan yung focus can directrix. So if you know the A, malulocate mo yung focus. And it follows directrix and points of the latus rectum. That is, if you cannot memorize the different formulas for each case. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So, thank you very much for joining grade 9 SMC. So, for your exercises, here, 1 to 4, give the vertex, focus, equation of the directrix, length of the latus rectum, ends of the latus rectum, and graph. Exercises nyo to, but we're running out of time. So, this will be just your assignment. Okay? Graphing paper. And para sa last ninyo sa module, answer for week 3, task 4 and 9 plus summative test. For week 4, task 3 and 8 plus summative test. And then, nakasulat yata dun sa GC natin. not exactly this task. Nasa GC natin yung, yun yung susundin nyo, okay? Thank you very much for joining. Kahit konti kayo, appreciate your time. Thank you very much. So that ends our lesson for today. Goodbye and see you next time. But first, before we said our goodbye, can you just open your camera for a little while? Tapos mag-picture tayo, please.